Good morning, Rinpoche.
Yeah.
Great to be with you, to sit with you and chat, and to understand more about how to be happy, the art of happiness. Our first question from a great pool of questions is, how do you define happiness?
Yeah. In my understanding, happiness is something that peaceful, no more problems, right? And I feel that is happy and happiness. I don't think that happiness is something that is special. You can get it from some else and makes you, very happy, right? So no more problem. I feel that is really happy, and also comes from satisfaction. Like when you have to do something, when you did it, then when you look at back there, then you got what as you want. Like for example, when you write something, right, then you finish it, then you feel like satisfied with what you did, then really happy after that.
It's true. It's true. Thank you. With that definition internalized, how do we identify happiness in ourselves and in that way extend it to others?
I think happiness is always something inside of us, always there, but something it cannot come out because of too much stress, too much worries, and a lot of problems, social problems, individuals problems, then family problems. So all these kind of problems came on us as burden. Then our happiness goes really underneath there. We cannot feel it, but I still feel that happiness is there, but it's really deep down there.
So we have things to do to unearth that happiness. How do we unearth it and unleash it to others?
The best way to do is, I think, first thing is have to stay away from problem. Best way to finding happiness and trying to bring it up is reduce stress, reduce all these problems that we are creating by ourselves through our negative minds, and also outside problems. That is, I think, first way to revive our happiness.
Yes. Wow. Someone might say, oh, how can I live in a bubble? I don't live in a bubble. I live with other people, with other concerns in larger society. And even now we're on a college campus and students have to feel they have to deal with levels of anxiety and stress. They're balancing classes, work, academic demands, and even just the social stresses of fitting in or finding a social group. So how would you suggest that each of us, or students especially, find happiness and deal with, isolating themselves from stress or problems?
You meaning how to engage with society and everything and keep their happiness, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so at that point, I think it's really important not to be extremist in any kind of subject. A lot of things matters, but it's still, I think it's important not to be extremist. If you fall on that part, then you cannot remain your happiness. Lot of it hurt everyone, then hurting other people is main source to get problems to you. So then it bounces with other people, then you cannot solve the problem, then you cannot remain your happiness. Above that, then study, right? So here a lot of people are students. And when they study, I think it's really important before annual exam or end of semester, right? So that time when you feel really tired, really stressed, I think it's important to think about vacation. Right. So like just do it, study it, but always think about what do vacation. Then feel like now vacation is close, right? That helps to reduce the anxiety and these things.
And probably increase happiness as they think of the vacation.
Yeah, planning for vacation.
Thank you, Rinpoche. You mentioned the word extremist. And looking in larger society, we believe, or most people believe, that to succeed, you have to be passionate about your pursuit. You have to feel strongly about what it is that you're moving towards, whether it's a social cause, or maybe you're business aligned, or you're in the medical field. You have to exhibit a passion to show that you're really engaged with what it is you want to pursue. How do we differentiate being an extremist and being, passionate about a course or a subject or a life pursuit? Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's very similar, right? Being really passionate about something and being extremist. Surely if you want to gain something, if you want to get something, you have to work hard, you have to be engaged there, right?
Absolutely.
Immersed there, then you have to do a lot of things there. But some people says that if you want to get something, you have to sacrifice something else. These people surely doesn't care that much about happiness. I mean, the happiness that you can get in daily life. They are more focused on achievement than happiness, right? So then, and that's different. So then they do extremists, sometimes they also do violence, right, to get that position. So in the terms of remaining in happiness, to be happy all the time, and surely you wanna get something. There's a way to do it, not being extremist, not sacrificing your happiness and others' happiness. So best way to do is accept the reality, right? Then try to feel empathy about others, try to understand others, right? Then there's no way to be extremist, because when in my understanding, extremist means you are doing too much, right, over than it necessary, and then you are like really biased on the subject, and then you are maybe could be like not aware of other situation. So then that creates the problem.
Wow, that's deeply resonant. How do we extend that to the environment? We use the word violence and empathy, extending empathy to others. How do we ensure that we also extend that maybe in our cause for environmental protection or justice in that way?
For the environment issue, it matters for everyone. Us, right? Then others, and future living beings. But sometimes it's really hard to pursue other people to move forward in the protection of environment, and especially sometimes the protection to protect environment. Then some people also think need kind of harming is there. that I concern, like to protect these things, we have to kill these things, right? Like killing, they call it invasive species, right? And then harming these species to protect environment. These kind of things are against the non-violence idea a little bit, but still, always I say, thinking it's important to scale, right? Put in the scale, then see which is more benefit, and yeah, like that. Is that
to weigh? If I hear you correctly, to weigh the benefit of the action we're about to take within our our environment. Okay.
It's always important which way to handle it without harming, right? It's also important. Otherwise, nature is huge. We cannot handle that easily.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much. As the last question, to extend happiness, to grow in happiness, what advice would you give individuals within families, individuals aspiring to be business leaders or political leaders? How should they be conscious and mindful to keep happiness and extend happiness in their role and in their jobs?
Extending happiness in the families, political leaders, and others. If you really want happiness, then you have to care about others' happiness. If you care about just your own happiness, there's no way to get, happiness very well. You might feel like you get it, you lost it immediately. So if you care about others' happiness, then what it makes, right? Caring about others' happiness makes you feel less stress as ordinary people, right? Then no need to worry that much, like all some kind of very selfish people. So it reduces all your suffering. If you are concerned about your own happiness, then it creates a lot of fears, a lot of stress. Then that is hard to deal. So thinking about others' happiness is much better to get happiness for yourself. It looks like a little bit like tricky and kind of logic, but it works that way.
To focus on
so especially the political leaders, right? If they focus about themselves, they cannot be happy at all, right? If they focus about other people, right, like public, and then they will feel happy. Because they will do something, they can see something, they don't have the worry that others have. Worrying so much about oneself. Then families are same way, right? The parents who care about kids more, they are more happy than who care about themselves.
Thank you. We're grateful for your words of wisdom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time.